Convinced y'all don't know what a Sade Girl is. Because why am I now seeing people give Sade her flowers, but erase black women completely from everything about her?
Let me tell you all something about Miss Helen for Sade Adu. The aesthetic that y'all got going on, the Sade aesthetic, y'all don't got it.
Or the true Nigerian pronunciation, or as close as I can get to it, is Fola Sade.
From the Sade Girl aesthetic to the Kendrick Lamar girl aesthetic to the Erykah Badu aesthetic, these are all aesthetics that TikTok has seemed to deem fit for the next viral sensation on TikTok. So many people have said so many things concerning this, especially black people and fans of the artist herself. Why base an entire aesthetic off of a black woman only to reduce it to whiteness and to completely decentralize her from it? Why use pictures of women that are not black instead of embracing the reality of the person who you are trying to emulate? Let's get into today's video, the Sade Girl aesthetic and the marginalization of black culture and aesthetics. Before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment your thoughts on what you guys think. Let's get into this. What is a Sade Girl? What does being a Sade Girl mean? It probably has a lot to do with the clothes for the people that created this trend and nothing to actually do about her biography, who she is, the things that she achieved, or what her music was about, because she used to make music about the message. And what we see with this Sade Girl TikTok trend is a bunch of white women who are trying to kind of somewhat appropriate blackness. And I say this loosely because in order for you to give credit to something, you have to acknowledge that thing. We often see that there is a phenomenon in which there is something inspired by black culture. It gets, it gets colonized, and then we never get our dues for it. For instance, there are people who started to do the whole edges thing and then calling it sticky bang.
Sticky bangs? What the heck is sticky bangs? White women have discovered laid edges and are calling them sticky bangs.
Which was completely unbelievable to me. I can't believe that they really thought they could get away with turning edges into sticky bangs. Or for instance, when they try to market dark lip liner, which is something that all women of color have been doing for a very long time because as you see, it suits our skin tone, the undertones, it just makes it pop. We see this being commercialized and just being turned into something else without the props being given to the people who actually do it. It's more than okay for you to do that, but when you try to erase the origin, it gets weird. Right off the bat, when you think about the Sade Girl TikTok aesthetic, we're thinking about like minimalistic fashion, smooth jazz kind of vibes, big golden hoops, you know, people wearing a lot of like black and like red lipstick, when in reality, when you look at her outfits and you see what she wears as opposed to what the aesthetic creators want you to believe she wears things that actually don't look similar to anything that they posted. If it's one thing that they got, it's probably the gold earrings. But other than that, it's just like, what is the point? I'm a firm believer in taking bits and pieces of people's fashion and aesthetics for inspiration and then kind of making it your own. And you can listen to her music, but for you to kind of micro conceptualize these little things, it's super unnecessary. Let's get into the second one because this one kind of blew my mind. There is something called the Kendrick Lamar girls. Now the Kendrick Lamar girls are meant to be like the cool girls. They listen to rap, you know, all that R&B stuff. They wear the baggy pants. I love baggy pants, like don't get me wrong. I'm just saying they wear the baggy pants, tiny tops, you know, tiny bags, a little bit edgy, but like the edginess is the edginess that we have seen for the past couple of years due to the fashion industry and kind of what kind of fashion is promoted. So like what separates a Kendrick Lamar girl from a Sade girl?
What is the Kendrick Lamar girl and what does she look like? Does she wear sneakers or flats or maybe kitten heel? Does she wear jeans or long skirt? Does she often carry a small handbag? Does she wear tube tops or tank tops? Maybe some short rectangle glasses perhaps? Please tell me because I'm gonna have a stroke. My sisters in Christ, I've come here for the past 3 weeks begging you not to whitewash everything. And yet here we are with the Kendrick Lamar girl. And it's like people are like, Christina, why are you so upset about these things? It's not that deep. It's deep to me. It means everything to me. Because really I don't understand why we have to create an aesthetic for everything. And when we do create the aesthetics, I don't understand why they're always the same. Because look at the aesthetic that I gave you, right? The tank top, the jeans. Those are the Sade aesthetics. Who are the Erykah Badu aesthetics? Who are the Kendrick Lamar aesthetics? Because none of them are actually connected to the artist that they're trying to embody. They're all connected to what young white girls like today. Because what about Kendrick Lamar gives white girl Y2K fashion? If we really were to be honest with the Kendrick Lamar aesthetics, bitches would be looking like NWA. they would dress like the subculture of the hood from Compton, which is where Kendrick Lamar is from. And let's talk about Sade, right? As a bitch who fits neither aesthetics, because, you know, black, but as a bitch who also love both of their musics, I can say that Sade is a fashion icon. And I've just took notice of that, by the way. I did not know that years on, and I always knew she dressed nicely, but I just peeped game on how good she looked. This woman knows how to serve a look, and none of the aesthetics kind of embody that. All of the aesthetics are just what I told you. You know, sneakers, a little small handbag, rectangular glasses, some lights here and there, I don't know, a nice car, I don't know, it's just bad. And frankly, the thing that really bugs me out about it is because I take it as another method of whitewashing, because even if you don't see it as that, that's what it is. Because when you look at the aesthetics, not only are they copy and paste versions of each other, but they really have nothing to do with the people that are actually trying to embody, especially if the aesthetic is supposed to be emulating someone from a different culture or background. It just never looks like the proper aesthetic, because much like American culture, we just swallow and eat unique individuality, culture from others, and basically turn it to American mush. Because really, tell me in what world would Sade and Kendrick Lamar have the exact same aesthetic? Christina, you're dramatic, I know. I want to be an actress.
Okay, one may listen to Kendrick Lamar and one may listen to Sade, which I doubt a lot of them have ever done before. But other than that, where does the line blur when it comes to what makes these so different? If anything, something that makes them both the same is the fact that they are based off of a famous black person. I think we see a little pattern here of black artists being looked up to and kind of conceptualized. I wanted to talk about how this leads to the fragmentation of the black identity, because through oversimplification and almost kind of stereotyping, when you see things like the Kendrick Lamar girl, is she meant to just be someone who is heavily into streetwear? And even streetwear has an origin. Streetwear was worn by the people on the streets. They know the actual original streetwear. Now, this video is not to say that if you're white or other race or whatever, you can't, you know, wear certain aesthetics, you can't like Sade, you can't be a Sade girl, but there is discourse on TikTok, and a lot of people are like, you know, if you're not black, just forget about it. Just don't even try it. A lot of it has to do with the harmful ways in which the culture vultures will kind of attach themselves to something and detach it, and their ability to attach themselves and detach themselves from blackness because they don't fully wear that 24/7. It's not something that we can camouflage out of. So when they pick and choose what aspects of black culture are entertaining or cute or are marketable, because things like this lead to further commercialization of certain looks and trends, and we see the fast fashion industry is very quick to this. We saw, just like I said earlier, what is a pink Pilates princess? I don't know. What is blueberry nails? That's cute. Like, I like the names, I get it. But like, what is it at its core? And that's what they did. They kind of reduced it to nothing when there's so much more behind. For instance, being interested in Sade, there is a message behind her music. There are people doing thirst traps to her songs, and it's very telling, because when I saw the video on TikTok that I'm going to insert right after this creator was talking about how the songs that she's singing are about world peace and just like real life things, guys, like war. Like, these are real life things, but people are using it as thirst traps to feel, no, like, oh my god.
There is a woman in Somalia, scraping by the burden, walking by the burden of his youth.
And I saw this TikTok, which I'm gonna put at the side. I don't think there's any use to drag in girls who identify with Ice Spice or Saweetie in terms of fashion, because you feel like you're a little bit different because you're a Lauryn Hill girl or a Sade girl, so you're different. Like, this TikTok was just giving, I'm different. Homegirl, it's screaming, I'm different, but I am basing my entire personality off of the clothes worn by Sade Adu and Lauryn Hill, and that's what makes me different from all the other girls out there. I don't like the message of the video. And can we also get into the fact that you guys don't even know how to pronounce her name? Sade. She's Nigerian.
My true Nigerian name, or the true Nigerian pronunciation, as close as I can get to it, is Pola Sade, which means crowning glory.
I've been hearing Sade, I've been hearing Sade. I'm like, can we just it's a Google check, okay? Know her name, please. The positive impacts of these micro aesthetics, I would say, is probably the revival of certain things. A lot of people probably didn't know who Sade was. The people who created these trends included, so they get to learn from all these videos of people actually telling them this is this and this is that. Funny I should mention it, my sister actually told me about a video where a fan of Lauryn Hill's had got a tattoo. I don't know what the tattoo was, whether it was of her or whatever, but basically basically he was singing a song that was related to the black struggle and like slavery. This was a white guy and he was singing it with his whole heart.
Now I understand. You just want to use me. You say love and abuse me. You never thought you'd lose me, but how quick.
One thing about it, y'all deserve to see my text. I don't care. I don't care. Look at her. Hey, Kalani. Don't play. Yeah, we're tuning now. Yeah.
Like, he probably thought this was about some heartbreak, you know, relationship things, and he was out here singing with his heart and chest, not really knowing the context or meaning behind the song. Now, no shade, no tea to him, like, do you? Like, I totally appreciate the passion, but this is what we mean by, oh, you're just gonna take your personality off of something and not understand what it means. Like, this is what you look like when you try to appropriate something without understanding it. And even with the Kendrick Lamar aesthetic, I see girls, white girls with cornrows in the Pinterest videos. Like, why am I seeing that? It's giving very much, I'm gonna appropriate the culture because it looks fun and looks cute and looks good. It's a good time. I never really have to suffer from the consequences of what comes with it just because it's fun, you know, just because. To conclude my video, I want to say, firstly, I'm not saying that people of other races can't enjoy things that are inspired from black people, but there is a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. There is a way in which you can pay respects and give due to the creators of those things by informing yourself, arming yourself with knowledge, and actually knowing the pronunciation of the name of the person you want to dress like. In conclusion, the exploration of the Sade Girl, Kendrick Lamar girls, and Erykah Badu girl aesthetics on TikTok reveals a complex tapestry of cultural expression. How these micro aesthetics provide platforms for creativity and self-expression, they also highlight the challenges of representing the diverse and multifaceted Black experience in digital spaces. The decentralization of the Black identity through these aesthetics underscores both the empowerment of personal expression and the risk of oversimplification. Moving forward, embracing both the uniqueness of individual identities and the unity of shared cultural heritage will be crucial in fostering inclusive digital communities that celebrate the richness and diversity of Black culture.